What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to talk about how important I think it is to have a financial advisor. Now, I know in the year 2020, this is not, maybe the mainstream idea when it comes to investing and taking care of your funds. But for me, I think it's an advantage that's still beneficial to you and to building your nest egg. Now, with back in the day, you needed to use a financial advisor. You needed to have someone to be that middleman for you to buy stocks, make certain investments, to really access some of these hedge funds and to get your money into the market. Now, today, that's not the case with our smartphones, the internet technology that we have today. I mean, you can make all of your investments, whether it's you want to trade stocks daily or you want to, build up some type of fund, whether you're a dividend investor, whether you're a real estate investor, whatever the case may be. You can do that from the click of your phone. Technology today, it makes it so much easier to be able to make those investments, whether you want to do that from your phone or your laptop, whether you're doing it from your home or sitting by the pool somewhere. The technology today has made it so much easier to invest. You can start an account on Robinhood, Webull, whatever the case may be, and you can do your investments starting today. So you don't need that middleman anymore to be able to access the stock market and take advantages of those funds out there. But I do think that there still are a lot of benefits to having a financial advisor. I do use a financial advisor from one of the larger, more investment corporations, and to me it's been beneficial for not only the advice, the guidance, some of the inside knowledge, but just to have someone to kind of go back and forth and be able to kick ideas off of, and some good ideas that I thought I had, some bad ideas, obviously. So I'm going to go over some of the reasons why I think it's important to still use a financial advisor today in the year 2020. Now, there's so many options out there when it comes to trying to find a financial advisor. I mean, there's so many new companies out there, whether you want to go with a large, scale, well-known company, or you can go to someone private or, someone local in your town or someone that you may know. When it comes to finding a financial advisor, I think the most important thing is finding someone that you trust, find someone that you have the same ideas and aspirations when it comes to building wealth, someone that you can relate to. I think a lot of people, when it comes to talking about a financial advisor, they think about the old guy back in the day who was, the old white guy in his 50s and 60s with a big belly, with a white dress shirt and a tie that looks from 1989. Someone who's, you just can't trust, like a used car salesman in a way. And a lot of the guys were like that back in that time. They were looking for a way to make money, a quick way to, fill their pockets, and they were going to use your investments to do that. But today, a lot of things have changed when it comes to financial advising. The fiduciary, obviously, is a key component in that, where, they have to look out for your best interests. And, a lot of financial advisors know that, and that's what they're looking for. They're still going to make money. There's still fees involved in that and associated with it. But if they're providing you what it is that you're looking for, then yeah, they should be able to make money off of the services that they're providing you. Now, the financial advisor that I use, he's similar in age. We have a lot of similarities in terms of what we want to do with our investments, how we want to grow our investments, and even some of the investments that we want to get into. I love real estate, so I'm always looking for ways to get involved in real estate, whether it's through stocks or mutual funds or buying properties in itself. We have one rental property as of now, but I would really like to build that up and really kind of compound on being able to build properties so I can have that residual income coming in from those properties and build off that wealth. So, my financial advisor is someone that I consider a friend. Him and I can text each other back and forth if I have a quick question, and I really feel like he's someone that's really looking out for my best interest, because he's making money from his services that he's providing for me, and I'm making money with the services that he's provided me. So it's a win-win situation for us. So if you are looking to go with a financial advisor, there's so many out there, try to get some references, talk to them, sit down face to face and have those meetings and kind of have those conversations as to what it is that you want to invest in, what your goals are looking, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, and, retirement. Maybe that's, 40 years from now. So make sure that you guys are very compatible in terms of what it is that you want to invest in and sharing the same ideas. If it's someone that you don't trust, then do not give them your money. Because that's something that you've worked hard for, and there are still people that are out there that are going to probably take advantage of you. But I think there's a lot less of those out there these days, and I think finding the right person can really make your investments in building your wealth a lot more easier and enjoyable. Now, one of the biggest things with having a financial advisor is you're going to have that oversight from somebody. You're going to have that accountability from someone. So you're probably less likely to go out and buy that new $50,000 car or truck that you may not need, because you're then going to have to relay that information to your financial advisor one way or the other. Or maybe you guys have sat down and set out some goals for the year, and you want to invest a certain amount of money for the year or monthly, and so you have some accountability now to live up to those goals, and you're less likely to go and blow that money on a vacation or something else because you still want to provide him with that money or her with that money. So if it comes to the point to where you're not giving them that money or not reaching that goals, that's one more person that you've set those goals out with that you're going to have to answer to, or at least show some accountability to. So just that and alone, I think for a lot of people makes sense. You set up an amount, say you set $500 a month that you're going to transfer to them automatically, that they can use towards your investments. It's going to make you think a little bit more if you reduce that amount, or if you completely shut off those amounts. You're probably going to have come up with some kind of answers. And so if you have that automatically set up, you're going to have that money going there, and it's just going to be seamless. And then over time, you can hopefully increase that amount, and you're going to talk to those goals, and you're going to have new goals each and every year. And so that'll be something fun that you can talk with, and someone who likes talking about money and trying to build your wealth. And so you have at least that connection and that relationship with that person that you can build those funds on. The next thing with having a financial advisor is you have that kind of inside financial knowledge. Now, this is their job, right? They're a financial advisor. They are the ones who study this each and every day, and they should be. If it feels like someone who is not up to date on a lot of the new changes and the laws, then maybe look at using somebody else. That's okay. But typically a financial advisor is someone who's going to be dealing with the markets and investments and new legislation, each and every day and each week, and they're going to have that inside knowledge to help you out. So if you can increase your contributions to your Roth IRA, then they're going to relay that information to you. Now, this is information that you could easily get yourself, online, but do you have the time, and do you have the want to go and do that? So this is someone that is looking into the financial market each and every day and should be able to provide you with that information. They should also be, up to date on tax advantages. If they have the ability to, understand the new tax advantages, the new laws that are going into place where you can move money and save paying on taxes, then those are the things that you obviously want to take advantage of, and you want to be provided that information so you can have those advantages when it comes to paying less taxes with your money. One of the advantages that we were able to take through the advice through our financial advisor was my wife already had a traditional IRA account set up, but I didn't. So what I was able to do, and what I've been doing for the last couple of years, is a backdoor Roth IRA, which a lot of you may be pretty familiar with. But since I don't have a traditional IRA account that I contribute to, each year I can make the contribution to a traditional IRA, and then the next day convert it over to a Roth IRA, which is called a backdoor Roth IRA contribution. That way I can still make contributions to my Roth IRA account, even though I'm above that threshold, that amount that allows me to contribute to that. So for my wife to be able to do that, she already has a traditional IRA account set up, and so she would have to convert that entire traditional IRA to a Roth, and we would have to pay the taxes on that. So we don't do that for her right now. We just do my Roth contribution since I don't have a traditional account set up, so I can do that each and every year. But again, this is something that we are easily able to do every year through our financial advisor, and it doesn't take any work from us at all other than signing a document online saying that we want to make that conversion. So little things like that you obviously can get that information if you want. You can do the research and do it yourself, but to have a financial advisor do it for you, man, it was super easy and convenient. Another good thing that we did a couple years ago through our financial advisor is he taught us that we could do a Roth IRA account for our kids. Now our kids are 17 and 14 right now. Now my son, he's 17, he works at a regular job at the movie theater, so he makes money with his job that way. And then he can make the Roth IRA contributions up to what he makes that year. Then it's capped at the obvious, individual cap through the federal government. But whatever he makes through the year, he might not reach that complete cap. I think it's 6,000, 6,500, whatever it is right now. But we were able to set up a Roth IRA account for him at 16 years old when he first started. And that's huge. I mean, that's a Roth IRA account that's going to be sitting in there for probably 50 years, which is insane. And then our 14-year-old daughter, we also set her up with a Roth IRA account when she was 13. Now for us, it's easier because we run a small business on top of our full-time jobs. So we can pay her as an employee, and then what she makes for the year, we then contribute into a Roth IRA on top of what she made for the year as well. But you can also do, if you don't run a small business or you don't have the ability to pay them as an actual employee, what you can do is you can set up your children through a 1099, which is independent contractor, and you can pay them for things that they do around the house, or that they, projects that they work on, and you can pay them as an independent contractor. And then obviously not like crazy amount of money, but you can pay them that's, what would be considered somewhat reasonable for the work that they're doing. So maybe it's only $1,000 for the year, but hey, you're setting them up maybe at age 10, 11 years old with a Roth IRA account starting at $1,000 a year. Now that's a lot more than most people have, or most people that are, trying to put money away, what they're saving for the year. But they're doing it at 10, 12, 14 years old, and we're building on that each and every year. So again, this was vital information for us, and especially for our kids, to be able to start Roth IRA accounts for them at 13 and 16 years old, that we're just going to help contribute to each and every year. And they know now that this is something that they have to contribute to as they grow older, and it just becomes, a normal thing for them. And this is something that can grow for, 50 years, tax-free. So that's insane. So, when people say, I don't want to pay fees for a financial advisor or whatever, just the fees that we're going to pay our financial advisor is going to well take care of our kids just for having the ability to set those up and really look out for them. So that's another thing for us that we felt was greatly appreciated and information provided for our financial advisor. Another thing that our financial advisor did for us was, obviously they work with other companies and they have, connections in different organizations that they work for. And life insurance was one for us that our financial advisor really helped us out with. Now, my wife and I, we both had life insurance set up. And we each had a policy, I think that was $250,000 each. And we set that up years and years ago when we were first, got married and started having kids. And then, but, over the years, our wealth has really picked up, and the amount of money that we earn each and every year has also picked up. And it's something that we always talked about, like, oh, we should do this, we need to raise this, we get to get this figured out. And you know how it is. I mean, you never find time for things like that, even though they're super important. I mean, it's just if you have a busy life and you have 2 kids and full-time jobs and a small business, I mean, unfortunately, things like that really, fall on the bottom of the list sometimes. So our financial advisor a few months ago called us up, said, hey, I was looking at your portfolio and I really think you need to increase your life insurance. And we're like, yeah, we've been talking about that. We don't have the time, and we just, it's not on the top of our list right now. So he said, look, based on what you guys are earning and the assets that you have, you should at least each have $1 million policy rather than the 250 that you have to really take care of each other, in case something bad happens. So he said, I will do all the legwork for you. So he was able to, set us quotes and information from several different companies, insurance companies, and we were able to compare and contrast those with our current provider of life insurance, which is a very well-known company. So I called the company that we currently had our insurance with, and I got quotes from them, and they were nowhere near some of these other quotes that were out there for the policy. So he made it super easy for us. All we had to do was look at the information, compare it to as many different companies that we wanted, other than the other 5 that he provided us, which were well-known companies. And we were able to then, we canceled our old ones and got our new ones. And we were able to raise our life insurance policy from $250,000 each to $1 million each. And that only cost us an extra $12 a month. So $144 a year for each of us to raise our insurance policies from $250,000 to $1 million. Now, I don't need a financial advisor to do this, but again, he took the time to look at our portfolio without us asking. He contacted us and said, hey, you guys really need to do this to take care of yourself. And he made it seamless for us and super easy. And we had it done in a couple of weeks, he had everything set up for us. And he probably makes a commission off that, absolutely. But, how beneficial is that for us and our family, in case something bad were to happen? And we just never found the time to take care of it. And I'm sure our current insurance company, wanted to look out for our well-being, but they never reached out to us. They never even told us that, at the time we were paying it monthly, which I didn't realize up until then was the most expensive way to pay for your life insurance, rather than paying for the one lump sum for the year. So, some cost savings on that as well. So again, another thing that, worked out for us by having a financial advisor and someone who's really looking out for our best interests. Now I know it's, the year 2020, and again, it's so easy to set up a Robinhood account or invest in Vanguard, do some mutual funds, some index funds, pick some stocks that are paying good dividends, and, watch the tutorials out there from all the YouTube videos. It's all out there, and it's easy to do. And sometimes I think it's almost too easy, and there's just a lack of information, or just, making things so easy for you to invest in, that there's a lot of mistakes that are made out there, and people don't know it. Now, one of the kind of the funny things that came out of the coronavirus was my financial advisor called me. Actually, I called him because I had talked to him about some investments into our kids' 529 plans. And he was telling me a quick funny story that, with the coronavirus and everyone now, doing everything, online and telemarketing or telecommunication and everything that they're doing online, people working from home, that a lot of people knew that the company Zoom was going to, really, increase in their value and increase in demand. So at the beginning of a lot of this coronavirus stuff and the quarantines, a lot of people were investing into the company Zoom, which kind of makes sense. What a lot of people didn't know was there's also this other kind of no-name company in Beijing, and their ticker for the stock market is actually Zoom. Now, the real company that a lot of us know as Zoom, the telecommunication company, their ticker is ZM, not ZOOM. So there were a ton of people that were throwing money into this unknown, who knows what they do, company out of Beijing named Zoom, whose at the beginning, their stock price was 5 cents. And their stock price went from 5 cents all the way up to $60 a share. So a ton of people were throwing a ton of money into this company named Zoom out of Beijing that wasn't the actual Zoom company that they wanted to invest in. Just because they searched up Zoom on their phone one day, they probably were watching the news or read an article and they were like, we should probably invest in Zoom because they're going to be high demand, and they're sending, hundreds or thousands of dollars into this company named Zoom, and they have no idea what it is that they're investing in, thinking that they were investing in the actual company Zoom. And some people are going to be losing a lot of money. They probably still don't even know it up to this point. They're just not paying attention. So little things like that make it so easy for you that you might be investing in something that you think you're investing in and you're totally not. And you're throwing your money away because you read an article, you pull up Robinhood, you search a ticker, you throw in some money, and boom, there goes your money. And do you really know what it's going to? So, a lot of little things like that, to where if I were to tell my financial advisor, hey, I want to put $1,000 into Zoom, he's going to make sure, okay, we want to make sure that this is the Zoom that you want to invest in, not this, little company who is worth 5 cents a share out of Beijing. I'm definitely not going to be sending your money there. So, having that little bit of accountability or someone to kind of look out for you rather than you just throwing your money aimlessly at something on your phone makes a difference. And last but definitely not least is, with having a financial advisor, it's just one more step for you to access your money. And maybe that doesn't sound good to you, but for a lot of people who want to switch all of my money from mutual funds to index funds, or from index funds to dividend paying stocks, or I'm going to take it all out and I'm going to buy this real estate or vacation home, whatever the case may be, it makes you have to tell someone that this is what you want to do with your money. Hopefully this video helped you out. Maybe you might rethink on using a financial advisor. Again, there's so many different options out there, so many different companies, so many different people. So don't think of this as the old creepy used salesman guy that's trying to take all your money. There's a lot of great financial advisors out there that are doing awesome things for their clients and providing services that are really beneficial and that will really help you and speed you to get to your financial goal, whatever that may be. So if this video helps you out at all, I appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button or subscribe down below. I'm trying to get some more videos out there. So, stay with the fight. Stay safe out there with the coronavirus. Start looking at investments, looking at ways that you can, build your wealth, save your money, and hopefully get you there as quickly as possible. So take care, guys. Talk to you later.